What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. I was watching an interview with Dean White. Dean White, how can I say this nicely? Dean White is a weirdo, man. Dean White said he doesn't think that Anthony Joshua could knock out Francis Ngannou. The guy got a big head, big neck. He's always a huge guy. Guy takes kicks to the head, and they don't even bother him. So what's a punch going to do? The guy that was standing there, they were talking with, said if Dillian White was fighting against Francis Ngannou, do you think that this is what Dean would say? And Dean goes, I don't think that he could knock him out. I feel like we have to find another way to win. And then I said, damn, so you telling me that a guy with only 2 professional fights, you guys are treating him like he's a world beater, like he has all the fucking skills in the world to go out and just destroy these top fighters, right? So that being said, right, if Dillian White was fighting Francis Ngannou, is that what you tell Dillian? Yo, Dylan, you can't knock him out. If you yourself was going into a fight, is that what you tell him? You can't knock him out? That's what you tell yourself? You can't knock this guy out? I look at it like this, y'all. Getting kicked in your head with a full kick, most of the time, that's not what's happening. Or they get in the end of the foot and it makes that loud snapping sound. So it's like, oh, but no. When you get hit in your chin, it's different. You get hit in your damn nose, it's different. You get hit in your eye, it's different. Your head is harder than your chin, okay? It's just thicker. It's okay? But at the same time, Dillian White, he kickboxed. Vlad, which one of them? Vitaly kickboxed. Jarrell Miller kickboxed. You understand what I mean? So when you sit here, Kimbo Slice did both. He did MMA, not kickboxing, but he did MMA and he did boxing. Okay? That's the type of person I wouldn't want in my camp. So you telling me you don't think I can knock this guy out? It's a possibility it might go the distance, right? So we prepared to go however many rounds you got to go. We prepared to go, to fight this fight into its entirety if we have to. But I will not tell myself I can't knock a motherfucker out. You understand what I mean? So it's one thing to be disciplined, fight smart, and do what you need to do. Sometimes you got to go after somebody. Sometimes you may have to be on the back foot, or you might have to give angles or whatever. But at the end of the day, I just feel some jealousy towards AJ when it comes to Dean and Dylan. Dylan is basically he's disappeared since his failed drug test, and we've heard nothing from him. Don't know what's going on. And basically, Dean White was the one, if you guys remember, who said it was disrespectful when Derek Chisora and different people were saying that they think Daniel Dubois and Dillian White will be a good fight. He said it was disrespectful because Dubois didn't have the resume. He didn't have the experience. He's like, that's disrespectful, man. Like, he hasn't put in the type of work that he's a good fighter, but he hasn't put in the type of work that Dylan's put in. And you know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, And the thing was, we all beg to differ because everybody pretty much feels like Daniel Dubois would beat the shit out of Dillian White. You see, and that's why when you hear people say things like that, you got to think, like, where's this energy coming from? All of a sudden, here you are, and he says he loves boxing and MMA, right? Let me tell y'all something. MMA guys will biasly speak up and be in behalf of the MMA guy. Even if they don't know who's going to win, they're going to go with the MMA guy. Now, if they go with the boxer because they just feel like that boxer is just that talented and here's an MMA guy coming to a boxing ring for the first time. You know what they're going to end up saying, though? You know what, though? Why don't he fight him in an MMA fight? One, the money that they're going to pay you in an MMA fight is shit compared to what you're going to get in boxing. And that's why they choose to come into a boxing ring. Two, boxers are not saying they want to go in the MMA cage. MMA guys are saying boxing is easy and it's only one dimensional. You're just on your feet. It's boring. And notice when they come to a boxing event, all of the MMA guys stand together. They sit all in the same areas. Yeah, like it's us versus them type of thing. Here we go in boxing though, where here's a guy talking shit. And by the way, you know, Dillian Whyte was a kickboxer, not an MMA guy. But bottom line is, just saying, here we go with the jealousy. What he's trying to not say is, I hope Anthony Joshua don't win. That's what he's trying to not say. He doesn't really want AJ to win. You know. And because they you know are hoping AJ has a weak mind and he's probably going to hear me saying this and get in his head, you know, how you going to knock him out, man? This guy, you can't. He's a monster. He's not human. Yeah, whatever. Well, if he wasn't human, then Fury should be dead by now. Yeah, Fury should have been buried because basically, here's a guy that people want to put in a whole different category. Fury is human. Fury has his flaws and his faults as well. And basically, what people are fearful of that don't want to see AJ prevail is that if Fury was to beat Usyk, then like, what if that fight happens with Fury and AJ, then AJ beats Fury? But they don't need to worry about that because Fury already said he's not going to fight AJ. He's already making excuses. He's made excuses all along to not fight Anthony Joshua. He don't really want to fight Usyk. Now, should Usyk win, right? People are going to say, but I don't think. See, Usyk is different, man. He beat Fury, and he already beat AJ twice. So you know, there's no that you know, what is AJ going to do different? You know, even those guys, Jermaine Franklin and Helenius and Wilding, they're not as good as Usyk, and so AJ is going to have to go in there and win, like you should. That's how you make believes out of people. You go in there and you do what you have to do. So when they're speaking against you, well, you shut them up by, you know, holding your end of the bargain up. That's all. Look, Wilder lost to Parker. You still got people talking like Wilder would still beat Anthony Joshua. They want that to happen. Those who are saying that, they want that to happen. And for people like Tony Bellew, who is like really close, you know, real cool with AJ, no, they don't want Anthony Joshua to lose to Wilder. But they had that fear that the longer he boxes instead of going after the guy, then he's susceptible to get hit. Okay? He has every bit of a chance of knocking out Wilder as Wilder has of knocking him out. In fact, AJ has more of a chance because AJ can punch with both hands and AJ has better, you know, punch selection. Anthony Joshua is better than Wilder. Wilder's one-dimensional, and when you keep talking about what somebody else did and what they did against another guy, I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. And we was taught that in everything we did. I don't care if you broke both sides of somebody's jaw. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You won't break my shit. I might break both of your fucking jaws. How about that? I don't fear that shit. That's who. What? So you always hear fighters say, "What fighter don't think they're the best?" Okay, there's levels, and you're honest with yourself, and you know where you are at a certain point. But then you have some people that just think they're ready. They're just better, and they're not. They find out when they finally get in there, right? But going in there without confidence is completely stupid, now isn't it? So when I heard Dean saying these things, I'm like, yeah, Dean, you don't want Anthony Joshua to win. That's what it is. But listen, y'all, let me tell you something. What's going to be is going to be. And once again, in boxing, you don't see a lot of camaraderie, really, man. You got guys that are complimenting each other today. By the end of the week, they can't stand each other. So, and it's all for the cameras and a bunch of nonsense. But yeah, Dean Whyte is a weirdo, man. Like even the fact that him saying, then he starts talking all this bumbleclad shit. I'm like, man, here you go. Now all of a sudden you come with the Jamaican patois because they're not agreeing with you. And it's like he was really irritated, but he's laughing it off because nobody's agreeing with what he's saying. I'm not going to say he can guarantee anything because, like I said, I listen. You never know what's going to happen fight night. What a guy's going to do. But for people that say you're only as good as your last fight, well, AJ looked spectacular in his last fight. Ngannou didn't look great. He just held his own. He didn't attack enough. There's times where he should have been punching when he wasn't. He didn't know how to cut a ring off, and he was being cautious too. And it was for the better for him. Why? Because if you don't know how to do those things, then you're going to do what he did. Or you're going to get overzealous and wind up looking bad. Because you just know, but you never know. What if he'd have pressed Fury and caught him with something and then knocked him out? Right? You never know. So that's what you call uncertainty. He's not sure of what he can do. And even fighting AJ, he's saying once he get in the ring, then he have to figure out in the ring what he have to do to beat AJ. You see? So, at the end of the day, y'all, look, the AJ hate is real, man. So, you might see guys smile at each other and shake hands and all that. Shit is not always real. But I just thought the interview was kind of funny, man, when I'm listening to him. Because I'm like, man, you know damn well just what that guy said is what I was thinking before he said it. So Dylan Whyte was fighting him. You think would you be standing there saying, well, Dylan definitely can't knock him out? No. And you know what's funny? Because AJ did knock out Dylan. So yeah, that saltiness is there. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But either way, when people have to eat crow, they don't like it. They try to hide. They try to avoid certain things. But they know once they get in front of them cameras, now they gotta, oh, but what he should have been doing was this and this and this. And like I said, man, listen, people don't do certain things because their opponent won't let them. Because it's something that their opponent is doing that's making them unsure about doing those things that they should be doing. So it's called strategy, man. When you nullify things, people don't understand it, man. Like, there's little things that you have to be in there to really understand it. And for people that's never fought before, they don't get it at all. They just go by what they hear and what they hear other fighters say and other people say. But Dean Whyte don't want Anthony Joshua to win that fight. That's why he said he can't knock him out. And then on top of that, he's talking about how big and strong Ngannou is. I'm like, man, y'all try to really make people sound like they're superhuman. If that dude hit as hard as everybody was saying he did, Fury wouldn't have got up. That's the whole point. Okay. I don't even think Francis Ngannou hits as hard as what people are saying. He has power, yes, and he's big. I saw him fight, and he was literally pulling the punches from behind his back, literally. And the guy that he was fighting did exactly what you teach a fighter not to do. He went straight back in a straight line, and finally got caught with the shot. And he was literally throwing the punches from behind his back. Okay? When you have really good power and you know how to get torque behind your shots and you don't throw these wild shots that you can telegraph, like, bottom line, unless he was fighting like a bum boxer, a boxer would have knew how to nullify that shit. And that's what I'm saying. So, for a guy like Dean Whyte to say AJ can't knock him out, a lot of times you see guys get knocked out because the opponent used their momentum against them and they go rushing in and run right into a shot. Night. So yeah, talk in the comment section, y'all. What y'all think about Dean Whyte's comments about Anthony Joshua? Y'all smell the jealousy too? Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.